Hello everyone, this is Grace. It is July the 16th, 2022. We are continuing our study on what is a biblical day. And we're going to be taking a look at the scriptures for the Passover today. And we will also get to take a look at my graphics, which I made. Well, my charts, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Exodus 12:16, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day. We're speaking of the Passover. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening, or between evening. Now, if you saw my video I made previously, I did have to take that down. There is a correction I have to make in there. I actually have to correct a critical scripture, but I put a mark at the end so we can go over that at the end. But I'll try to edit it out so that I can keep the video up. If not, I'm not sure if it's needed. I may just end up changing the numbers if I'm not able to edit out that error. But yeah, it's something that I'm not able to leave up. I have to take it down. So anyway, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and get the correction out now. No, let's just go ahead. We'll go in order because I put it in here so that I can correct myself. I actually have two corrections in here we're going to look at. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall eat the flesh in that night. So on the 14th day, between evening or near evening, we're going to say, they shall eat the flesh, and they shall kill it, and then they're going to eat the flesh that night. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread, even the first day shall ye put leaven out of your houses, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. I'm reading through this quickly because I have the charts that I made, so we're going to be able to look at the same scriptures on the charts. Yeah, we'll read the scriptures first and then we'll look at it. In the first day of the month, on the 14th day of the month at even, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 20th day of the month at even. And then here, this was emphasizing that the Feast of Unleavened Bread is 7 days. The first day is a holy convocation. The last day, the 7th day, is a holy convocation. And no leaven is supposed to be in the house for the entire 7 days. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all of the firstborn in the land of Egypt. So during the Passover, they killed the Passover lamb. They used the blood. They put the blood over their doorpost at midnight. They ate the lamb. They put the blood over their doorpost, and they ate the lamb that night. And then at midnight, the destroying angel went out and smote all of the firstborn in the land. Then said the Lord unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate, eat every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. This is the second correction, which I was telling you about. It's not really a correction. It's more of a correction of an understanding. I have a better understanding of these verses than I did when I originally spoke on cooking on the Sabbath. And I do believe, I'm pretty sure that there's a problem with my definition for work on the Sabbath I have to look into. I know that I'm going to take another look at it because I'm going to changed my definition for a burden to match more of the definition given in Genesis, I think 2:3 or 3:2, one of those two. So also my Sabbath videos are going to be corrected. But back to this. When I originally did the lesson, and I read this, and he said unto them, this is that which the Lord said. I couldn't help but wonder what this was. And I kept thinking about, what is he talking about? What did he say? Well, he's making reference to these scriptures here. Let's read it again. Then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate each day, that I may prove them, whether they will walk in my way or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. The problem with this is our interpretation of the word prepare. We use a modern interpretation for that. The fact of the matter is that this word for bread just means food. We don't know if that food needs to be prepared. We have no idea what the food is, yet it hasn't been rained from heaven. But whatever it is, he's going to use that to prove the people. And that's what this statement is here. This is how he's going to prove them. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare. This word actually means to be erect. I like these definitions down here better. To set up, to establish, fix, prepare, apply. Any of these definitions actually work better than prepare, because our definition for prepare is to cook. But to establish is him establishing the guidelines for the week. When he gives them food 6 days, and on the 7th day he is establishing or setting up or applying the guidelines for the week. So he's saying he's going to prove them whether they're going to walk in his laws or not. So it came to pass that on the 6th day they shall establish that by that which they bring in. They're going to set up the rules by that which they bring in, and it's going to be twice as much as they gather daily. So Moses didn't really understand what was going on, but then when he saw there was twice as much food that came because of the miracle, which we discussed in the study. The miracle was, if they gathered an omer, I think an omer per person, then they would have just enough food. They would not, if they ate too little, they would have less. If they ate more, they would have more. But they would have just enough food, and no more, no less. So when this day came around and they looked into the basket and they saw they had twice as much, they took it to their leaders, and their leaders took it to Moses. And Moses said unto them, this is that which the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake which ye will bake today, and seethe that which ye will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. Anyway, that's my correction on that. I'll have to look into the other ones further. So let's continue on with our study on the Passover. And he said unto them, this is that, not this one. And on the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Lord. And the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. The feast is that which was eaten that night. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. Leviticus, now we're in Leviticus. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. And on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. This is part of the correction that I'm going to be making from the previous video. Hopefully I'll be able to edit that out. This is a scripture that is essential if you want to prove that the day is a 24-hour day. It says, it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even shall you celebrate your Sabbath. So it proves there's a 24-hour day. So it's an essential scripture. It is correct and it is needed, because I don't know if there's a whole lot of scriptures in here that say that. But the ninth in the Bible, I didn't check all of them. I know most of them. In the Bible, there's a special word for the ninth month. The day, however, is just the number 9. The number 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 2 seems to be different. Now, I don't know why I didn't look into it, and I didn't check all of the months, so I don't know about like the rest of them. I can't recall. But the ninth month has a different number for it than the ninth day. So this is why this is identified as the ninth day of the month. The day begins at even, and then so it's going to be on the 10th. The ninth day of the month at even is the 10th day, because it is included in the following day. Then it's not part of the following day. It's actually high noon is considered, it's on its own. It's just that, as a matter of fact, I don't know if I got that from the Bible or if I got that from my regular life, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's biblical, if it's included with the next day. You guys, you will have to check me on that, because I don't know for certain. I think I did, but I feel that way in real life as well, so I can't be certain. Anyway, this is my correction from the previous video. And you should celebrate your Sabbath. Okay. I hope I explained that, because I got kind of sidetracked. The day begins at high noon. And this is a key scripture in one, proving that it begins at even, and also that even the day is 24 hours from even until even. And you use this ninth from even to even to prove that it is the 10th, as mentioned up here. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. And I put this scripture in here, I think it's the last, it is, just to uphold the understanding that even though there's a 24-hour day, the 12 hours where I didn't put the scriptures in here to show that it was the 12 hours from midnight until noon where work is done. My whole teaching, the whole series is about that. It's about showing that the day begins at even. From even until midnight, the sun is going down, and then the day from midnight until even, the sun is going up, and that's when the work is being done. So let's look at the charts that I made for us. I wasn't able to use them when I did my video on the preparation. I did include those scriptures in here though, and I'll post this. I'll attach it so that you can download it if you want it. So anyway, this is my chart. So this is the Passover. Now, we've already gone over this, that the Passover actually begins in the Bible on the 10th. We looked at the scriptures where the lamb is selected on the 10th. Jesus was arrested on the 10th. I have a few videos to attach at the end, but I'll try. I don't know which ones I'm going to attach, because I've named off a couple of different topics. But one of the videos you're going to want to look at, in order to, if you're not familiar with this, is 3 days and 3 nights. That's the name of the video. I will try to attach it at the end though. So the lamb was killed. The lamb was selected, and that symbolized when Jesus was arrested. He was taken to Pilate, then to Herod, then back to Pilate. Well, first he was taken to the Sanhedrin. Then the next day he went to Pilate, and then he went to Herod, and then back to Pilate, and then finally the crucifixion. So on the 14th, which is also called the Day of Preparation, this is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Jesus died at 9 a.m. that morning. He was buried by Joseph later, before noon that same day. At even, that was the second day. That was a Passover. He rested that entire day. The Pharisees went to Pilate that morning, and they requested that the guards be set up so that the disciples would not steal him before the third day, before the third evening, and then say that he had risen, because they knew the scriptures. So the third day, at the very beginning of the day, we established in the video about the Passover, Jesus arose at high noon. I should have put high noon in there, but we'll just leave it at noon. These are the key scriptures that I used. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month shall they take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house, and you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. The whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it it says in the evening, but the actual scripture says, I think, between the evening. I can't recall. Hold on. So let's look at the next chart. And this is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So the Passover began on the 14th, the day of the preparation. The lamb was slain at 9 a.m. They ate the Passover that night. It was 7 days long. It ended on Thursday the 20th at even, which is the beginning of the 21st day. These are the key scriptures. I won't read these again, but they'll be in the notes when I post this. And then the daily sacrifice and the Passover feast. Darkness was upon the face of the earth from 6 till 9. The death sentence was given at 6. Jesus was crucified at 9. The slaying of the daily was at 9. Well, it says from between evenings, of course, and then the same with the second lamb. I just separated them like this to match Jesus and then the remnant. Not the remnant. The coming in of the Gentiles. That's the way. The scriptures that I have here are from the day of preparation video. So you'll want to watch that if you're not familiar with what I'm speaking of here. So that is that video, short and sweet. I just want to emphasize that we'll go back to Leviticus real quick. No, okay, I've already corrected that. Hold on. Just in case I don't get to put that video back up, that in the previous video where it says in the evening, this I believe this is a saying. I don't believe that it was changed. I mean, I believe there may have been some changes, but this portion was not changed. This is a saying. This is just saying, I don't know, before evening or near evening. I can't quite make it out, but I do believe it is a saying. It's too consistent in the Bible in order to be a change, and it's just not along the lines of what it doesn't fit logically. It really doesn't. But there's too much consistency in the Bible for it to be a change. It's just, it has to be a saying. It has to be an old slang or an old saying. So that's what the previous video was about, just in case I don't get that back up. And I will leave it at that. And I will see you in the next video.